Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Laravel Library Management System project tutorial for beginner. So in this tutorial, we're going to have a option over here and that is change status. So admin will be able to change the status of the books. So we'll have three buttons over here. One will be approve, rejected and return. So if the admin approve, the quantity of the book will decrease and it will also change the status over here and the color for the text will change as well. So the same thing will for the rejected and return as well. So let's just go back to our code and let's have a column over here. So let's go back. And here you can see we have the table header. So after the book image, let's mention another th, and for this th we are going to say change status, and let me just go down, and after the image td we are going to mention another td here, and for this td we are going to have three buttons. So let me just give an anchor tag. Then the first one, this will be, let's say, approve. Let me just give another anchor tag, and for this the name will be rejected, and the third one, let's say return. So for this, let's mention a class over here, bootstrap class. Let's say the class will be ptn. It will be warning. Let's say warning. Then for rejected, let's say it will be class ptn. It will be danger. And for return, the class name will be btn info. So we'll say here btn info. So let's save it. Then let's go back. Then let me just refresh. And there you can see we have three buttons over here: approve, rejected, and return option. So right now let's gonna first write a route for this approve. And when the admin click on this approve option, the quantity for the book will decrease by on. So let's go back, and here you can see the approve href. So we'll give to second bracket. Then we say here URL to first bracket to single quotation. So the URL will be, let's say, approve underscore book. Let's just say over here approve book, and for it we need to get a specific ID. So here you can see we are using for each loop $data as $data. So we are going to mention comma $data ID. So we'll get the ID for a specific book request. So for this request, the table has an ID. So here you can see borrow table, it has a unique ID, each of them. So we'll get the specific ID. For example, if I just click on this approve button, there you can see in the URL we are able to see the ID. If I click on this button, we are able to see different ID over here. So right now, let's go back and let's write a route for this href. So let me just write it over here like this, so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. So let's save it, and right now let's go and write a route for this. So let's go to our routes, then web.php, and then let me just copy this, Ctrl C, then paste it here. The route will be get, and the route name, it will be approve underscore book. So we say here approve underscore book, and we are also sending the ID from there. So we also need to catch the ID over here. So we'll use the admin controller. The function name will be approve underscore book. So right now let's go to our admin controller and write this function. So we'll go to our admin controller, and here we're going to say public function. It will be approve underscore book. We'll catch the ID first, then we'll give to second bracket, and here we're going to mention the borrow model name. So first of all, let's say declare a variable. Let's say $data equal to our borrow model name is borrow double clone. We need to say over here find to first bracket $ID, and after it we are just going to say over here $data, this arrow sign, and we want to change the status. So here you can see status is written over here like this, status. So we are going to say over here status equal to, it will be approve. So we are going to say over here approve. So after it, we are just going to say here $data, this arrow sign, save. And after saving the data, we'll keep the user on the same page. So we say here return, redirect to first bracket, this arrow sign, back. Okay, so right now if we save it, let me just explain. So if someone click on this button approve, it will call this function with the ID, and this function will call this admin controller this function, and admin controller approve book will first of all find the specific ID in the borrow table, then it will change the status to approve, save the data and keep the user on the same page. So right now if we just refresh over here and then click on this approve option for this, there you can see the borrow status changes to approve. So right now what we will do is that when someone or when the admin approve a book, the quantity for the book will decrease over here by on. So in order to do that, what we need to do first is that we need to get the ID for that specific book. So here you can see book ID for this first one is 6, for this one book ID is 7. So first of all what we need to is that in the admin controller we are going to get the book ID. So for it what we need to do is that here after saving the borrow data we are going to declare a variable in order to get the book ID from the table. So let me just declare a variable over here. You can declare any variable. Let's just declare over here $book ID equal to, we are going to mention this $data over here, $data, this arrow sign, and here in the database table it is written over here book underscore ID. So we just say on here book underscore ID. This is just a variable and we are saying that we want to get the book ID for this specific IDs. So first of all, just look over here. You can see that for a specific ID, we are storing the data in this $data variable. And using this $data variable, we are saying we want to get the specific book ID and store it in this book ID variable. So after it, what we will do is that we will check the specific ID in the book table. But first of all, let me just show you the data in this book ID. So for it, let me just say over here DD to first bracket, then we'll say over here $book ID. So right now, if we just save it, then let me just refresh over here and click on this approve button. There you can see it is showing us 6 over here. There you can see it is showing us 6. Let me just zoom in, which is the book ID for the first one. So we are going to get the book ID over here in the admin controller. So right now what we will do is that we'll mention the book model name, and in the book table, from the book table we'll decrease the book quantity. So for it, let's declare another variable. Let's say variable name will be $book only. Then we'll say the book model name. We'll say book model name. Then double colon, we're going to say over here find. Then we're going to mention this ID over here, book ID. So what it will do is that you can see in this borrow table for the first borrow, the book ID is 6. So what it will do is that from the book table, it will get the data for the book whose ID is 6. So here we are just basically doing that, and after it what we'll do is that we'll declare a variable over here. Let's say $book quantity. Let's just say over here QTY, just a variable, and we'll say over here equal, we'll mention this variable $book, then this arrow sign, and here you can see the quantities written over here like this quantity. So we'll just get the quantity over here. So for it, we just need to say over here quantity, then we'll just say over here minus on. We need to keep it inside two single quotation. So what it will do is that the total number of book we have over here, it will just decrease it by on. So whatever the book quantity we have in the database table, let's say it is 12. It will decrease it by on and we'll store it in this variable. And after it, we are going to say over here $book, then this arrow sign, we are going to, here you can see $book, then this arrow sign, we are going to mention the table name which is quantity equal to, we are going to store this dollar book quantity QTY over here. So we are just saying, let's say the quantity in the database table is 12 and we are making it -1, so it is 11. So the value for this is 11. So in the database table for the book, the quantity will change to 11 over here. So after it, we are going to say over here dollar book, this arrow sign, save. So I hope I am clear. So this is the part where we are changing the quantity and this is the part where we are changing the status. Okay, so let's save it and let's go back to our browser. Let me just refresh here. And this time if I click on this approve button, there you can see the quantity changed to on. And if I now click for this approve button, there you can see the quantity changed to 49. So here you can see the quantity is 11, but if the admin, let's say, click on this approve button twice, the quantity will keep changing, it will keep decreasing. So that is the issue. There you can see it will decrease even though this is just a single request. So right now what we'll do is that if the status is approved, we will not let the admin change the status and quantity anymore. So for it, what we will do is that is to back and what we will do is that, so over here after this dollar and borrow find book, here we are going to give a if condition. But before that, we are going to get the book, the borrow status. So we are going to say over here, let's just declare a variable. Let's say dollar status equal to, we are going to set dollar data, this arrow sign, status. So we are going to get the status from the borrow table. Let me just cook the borrow table. So first of all, we get the status from the borrow table. If the status is approved already, then there is no need to do those part. So here we are going to give a if condition. If we are going to mention this status over here, if status equal approve already, then we'll just keep the user on the same page. So we'll say one here return redirect to first bracket, this arrow sign back. We'll just keep the user on the same page. And if the status is not approved, then we'll go to the else condition. Else to second bracket, and whatever code we have over here, we'll just keep it inside this else condition. Okay, so let's just save it. And right now, if we just refresh over here, and if we click on this approve button, there is the page will reload, but the quantity won't change anymore. For example, here you can see the quantity is 49. If I click on approve again, there you can see the quantity stays the same. So the rejected is simple and the approve and return is actually similar. So let's just write the return code first of all. So let's go back and let's go to our borrow request.blade.php. And here we're going to, let me just copy this URL from here, Control C, and I'm going to paste it over here. So instead of approve, we're going to say over here, return. And for return, what we'll do is that it will just increase the quantity by on. So let's go back and we're going to go to the web.php. Let me just copy this, then paste it here. So instead of approve, it will be return. So we saw here return, and the function name will be return. You'll also get the ID. Let's go to our admin controller and create this function. So what we'll do is that we'll just copy the whole approve book function from here. So let me just copy this and I will paste it over here. So instead of approve, we're going to say over here return. First of all, we'll find the book, then we'll check the status. and if the status is approved, and this time we are going to show over here return. If the status is returned, we'll keep the user on the same page, and if the status is not returned, then we'll change the status to return. We'll save it, and instead of recasing the book by on, we'll make it increase the book quantity by on. So approve and return basically similar, just a little bit difference. So if we now save it, then if we just refresh here, then here you can see the quantity is 9 right now, and if I click on this return option, then you can see quantity changed by 10. And if I click on this return again, the quantity will stay the same, because we have a condition over here that if the status is returned, then just keep on the same page, don't do anything. So let's just go back, and rejected is simple. We'll just change the status to rejected. So let's go back and let's go to our pull request.blade.php, and here you can see rejected. So here we are going to give, let me just copy the URL from here, Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. So this is for the rejected on. So here we are going to say rejected. Let's save it. Let's go to our web.php. Let me just copy it, then paste it over here. We are going to say rejected, then the function name, it will be rejected. We catch the ID. Let's go to our admin controller. Rejected is super simple. We just need to say over here public function rejected to first bracket $ID to second bracket, and we are just going to say over here $data equal to, we mention the borrow model name, double clone find $ID, and after it we'll just say over here $data status, it will be rejected. So we'll say over here rejected, and after it we'll just save it. So we'll say over here $data save, and that's all for the rejected. We just need to redirect back from here. Okay, so rejected is super simple. So right now if we just refresh, there you can see it is returned, approved, applied. So right now if I just click over here on this rejected button, rejected book does not exist. Okay, let me just go back, and here I forget to give the book over here. So let's save it. Then let me just go back, and for this let's click over here rejected, and there you can see the status changed to rejected. So you can apply different color for different status. Let's just do that as well. For example, for it we need to go to our request.blade.php, and here you can see we have the status over here. So if you want to apply different color for different status, we need to give a if condition in this TD. So for it, let me just remove this, or let me just cut it from here, and here we're going to give a if condition. We'll say here at the end of if, and we'll say here at the end of int if. So here first of all, let's say if the status is approved, then it will show the sky blue color. So we'll say over here $data, this arrow sign, status equal it is approved. Then we'll just say over here span, and inside this span we'll say this, and we'll add a style over here, and the color for the text, it will be sky blue. So let me just copy this, and I'll paste it over here, and if the status is rejected, the color will be red over here. And after that, let's give another if condition. If the status is returned, return returned, then the color will be yellow. And if the status is applied, then the color will be, let's say, white. Okay, so let's save it. Then let's go back, refresh here. And there you can see for return color is yellow, for approved color is sky blue, rejected, and okay, applied is missing over here. Status applied, let me just check it. The spelling over here, A is capital over here. So we need to give over here a capital A. Let's save, then let me refresh again. And there you go. So in this tutorial, we just let the admin change the status from approved, rejected, and return. And we also change the number of quantity depending on approve or return. So this is all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll let the user see the book status of his own request. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials.